when summer's here. And what's better than a cool dip in the pool? The shimmering blue water, the laughter, the splashing. It all seems so perfect. But what if I told you there's a hidden danger lurking in many public pools, and it's something we don't like to talk about? You might have heard the joke about the dye that changes color if you pee in the pool. Spoiler alert, that's a myth. But the real consequence is far worse than a little public embarrassment. It's not just gross, it's genuinely hazardous to your health. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty of why peeing in the pool is a terrible idea. We all know pools use chlorine to kill germs and keep the water clean. And we all know urine is, well, urine. On their own, they seem harmless enough. You might think, it's a big pool. A little pee won't hurt. But that's where the problem starts. When urine and chlorine meet, a chemical reaction happens. It's not a simple dilution. Instead, they combine to create a whole new set of compounds. And these are the real villains of our story. The key ingredient we need to talk about is uric acid, which is found in urine. When uric acid mixes with the chlorine in the pool water, it creates two particularly nasty chemical compounds. The first one is called trichloramine, also known as nitrogen This is the chemical that's actually responsible for that classic pool smell. You know, the one that stings your nostrils and sticks to your skin long after you've left the pool? We've always associated that smell with a clean, heavily chlorinated pool, right? Wrong. That smell is actually a sign of a contaminated pool. It's the smell of chlorine reacting with urine, sweat, and other organic matter. So, the stronger the pool smell, the more pee is likely in the water. But it gets even more serious. The second compound formed is called cyanogen chloride. And this one is no joke. Cyanogen chloride is a toxic chemical that's classified as a chemical warfare agent. Yes, you heard that right. In high concentrations, it can affect the lungs, heart, and central nervous system. Now, before you panic, the amount of cyanogen chloride created in a swimming pool is very, very low. It's not enough to cause the severe effects you'd see in a chemical attack. However, even at low levels, constant exposure is a problem. It's a volatile chemical, which means it icily turns into a gas and hangs in the air right above the water, S surface exactly where we breathe when we're swimming. So, what does this mean for the average swimmer? Well, that irritation you feel in your eyes after a swim, that redness and stinging, we've always blamed it on the chlorine. But it's primarily caused by trichloramine and other byproducts from the urine-chlorine reaction. These chemicals irritate the sensitive mucous membranes in your eyes, nose, and throat. This is also why some people develop a nagging cough or feel short of breath after spending a long time at an indoor pool, where the air circulation is poor and these chemicals get trapped. Lifeguards, competitive swimmers, and anyone who spends a lot of time in and around pools are at a higher risk of developing respiratory issues, including a condition known as lifeguard lung and even XARS-induced asthma. The very thing meant to keep us safe, chlorine, becomes a problem when we add our own personal contributions to the water. Think about it. Every time someone decides to secretly relieve themselves in the pool, they're not just being inconsiderate. They are actively contributing to a chemical brew that can harm everyone. They're making the air harder to breathe and turning a fun, refreshing experience into a source of eye irritation and potential long-term health problems. It's a collective problem. The more people who pee in the pool, the higher the concentration of these harmful compounds becomes. So what can we do? It's simple. Treat the pool like you would any other shared public space. Before you jump in, take a quick shower to rinse off sweat and other things on your skin. And most importantly, if you have to go get out of the water and use the restroom, it might seem like a small inconvenience, but it makes a huge difference to the health and safety of every single person enjoying the pool. Let's make our pools a place for fun and swimming, not a giant toilet bowl the next time you're about to dive in. Remember this? Clear water doesn't always mean clean water. Let's all do our part to keep it that way. Thanks for watching, and remember to think before you swim. See you next time!